This is a mysterious shed which takes the life of Stan's grandfather and his dog strangely. It turns out that there's a vampire in it. The next day, the shed is making noises again. Stan plucks up the courage to take a look, but is choked by the vampire in the shed. Fortunately, the vampire is afraid of the sun, so Stan manages to run away. When Stan's friend Dahmer learns about this secret, instead of being afraid, he becomes extremely excited. Moreover, Dahmer wants to lure the bad boys led by Marble, who often bully them, here to teach them a lesson. Although Stan talks him out of this idea, the fear brought by the vampire has been occupying Stan's mind since his experience at the shed. He becomes listless and anxious. On this day, he comes to school and is bullied by Marble again. Under great mental pressure, Stan is provoked and gives a heavy punch to him. Just then, something worse happens. His grandpa's disappearance catches the attention of a sheriff, so Stan rushes home as quickly as possible. However, the sheriff suspects that Stan has imprisoned his grandpa, so she opens the shed regardless of Stan's resistance, only to be eaten by the vampire immediately. At this point, Marble comes to Stan to take revenge. Then, Dahmer also comes. Dahmer picks up the gun dropped by the sheriff on the ground and threatens Marble to walk into the shed. Now Dahmer is blinded by hatred and even knocks out Stan, who wants to stop him. When Stan wakes up again, his girlfriend Roxy is there and the door of the shed is opened. Stan goes into the shed to take a look, only to find that Marble is dead and Dahmer has become a vampire in order to avenge himself. He pounces at Stan, but is burned alive in the sun. But the story is not over yet. The vampire who is driven away by Dahmer will certainly come out at night to commit crimes for its fear of the sun. As expected, in the evening, the vampire breaks into Stan's home and fights fiercely with him. At this critical point, Stan's girlfriend picks up a hatchet and cuts off the vampire's head. At the end of the story, the vampire dies and Stan burns down the shed and starts a new life. But if Stan had burned down the shed from the start, maybe his grandpa and good friend would not have died. Unfortunately, there is no if in the world.